Alright, so if I'm solving this guy, I need to get it equal to 0 and then try to factor. Problem is, this one's not factorable, but it still has a solution, and we use the quadratic formula. And we need to figure out what the a, b, and c all mean. Well, the a is just the number that's in front of the x squared, so in this case it's a 1. The b is a number that's in front of the x, so that's a -5. And the c is the number that's all by itself, so that's the 3. So let's practice finding a couple real quick. So there's my a, there's my b, there's my c. There's my a, there's my b, and there's my c. This one has a trick in it. It's not equal to 0, so you'd add 22 to each side, and the c would be 22. This one's trick is there's no x, so that's a 0. So this would be 8, 0, and -16. And then, of course, this one would be 4, -1, and 0, because there's no constant there, no number by itself. So then, once you know the a is 1, the b is -5, and the c is equal to 3, then we just plug it in the formula. So it's x equals -b, so -5 makes it a +5, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so -5 squared is 25, minus 4 times the a, which is 1, times c, which is 3, so I'm just going right off of this, all over 2 times a. Now I just simplify it. Now it's just a simple order of operation problem. So that's 5 plus or minus square root of 25 minus, what's this number? 12. So that's 13. Now, you got to be able to type that on your calculator and figure it out, because this isn't a happy number. If this was 16, square root of 16 would be 4. So this is going to be 3 point something. It's going to be smaller than that. So on your calculator, let's see, I'm going to go 5. I'm going to turn it on. 5 plus square root of 13, and I always hit equals and then divide by the 2. Divided by 2. So we always going to just go 2 decimal places, so that's 4.30, because the 2 is not going to round it up. So x is about 4.30. Now I do the minus part. 5 minus the square root of 13. 5 minus square root of 13 divided by 2, and that would round this guy up and make that a 0.70 or 0.70. So make sure your calculator works, and you can check that out. Some calculators are different, where you have to go 13 and then hit the square root. You have to play with yours and figure out which one it is. Just do it until you find these numbers, and you'll be all right. Let's do another one right here. So my a value is 6, my b value is -7, and my c value is -5. The number times the x squared is the a, the number times the x is the b, and c is the number all by itself. All I'm going to do is plug it into this equation. X equals -b. Oh, it's a negative again. So negative makes it a positive, plus or minus square root b squared, which is 49, minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. Now I just simplify. Plugging it in, it's the hard part. 7 plus or minus the square root of 49. What is a negative times a negative? It's going to end up being a positive. 4 times 5 is 20, times 6 is 120, all over 12. X equals 7 plus or minus the square root of 169 over 12. This one comes out to be a happy little number. So since it's a perfect square, I get 13. We're just going to leave it as an exact answer. So I have 7 plus 13 over 12, or I have 7 minus 13 over 12. 20 over 12, that could be reduced to divide that by 4, divide that by 4. There's one of my answers. Or negative 6 over 12 is negative 1/2. So if this number comes out to be an exact number, we give an exact answer. If we have to approximate this one, then we have our rounded off. And that is your quadratic formula. Good luck.